The new Fable title has sparked so much controversy over its first trailer's lackluster jokes and awful-looking female protagonist, and the project is seemingly a disaster behind the scenes since they're losing creatives left and right, but Japanese gamers have now taken to social media to absolutely destroy the masculinized female protag, saying if this is what Westerners like, count me out from supporting new games. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media so you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and live streams I create, consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So this is a Niche Gamer article that I wanted to start with. It says the notoriously hated Fable remake trailer has seemingly just now reached the eyes and ears of Japanese individuals. Now this trailer did go up a few months ago, like 2.5 months ago at this point, and I'm sure that people in Japan were talking about it then as well, but there were not as many people voicing their dissatisfaction with this trailer and with the character and just the situation in general. And I have talked about this Fable title a few times on the channel. I've talked about the masculinized lead a few times, the humor. I've also talked about how they're losing creatives left and right. I will have those videos linked down below in case you're interested. But the narrative lead had left, and then following that, the combat lead designer had left the project. Now, some people tried to argue, oh, well, maybe the game is almost done, but we have not even seen gameplay for this yet. We have seen virtually nothing, and at the end of 2022, we actually heard a lot of rumors swirling around that this game was a disaster behind the scenes, that allegedly they had to scrap entire systems because they just could not get them to work the way that they had anticipated. So maybe it's almost done, but we have seen nothing that indicates that, and they are losing creatives left and right. But now they've also got Japanese users who are destroying them. It says the Japanese users have shared similar sentiments from the previous trailer regarding its atrociously bad and out of place character design. Now, I personally hate judging games based on cinematic trailers because while I love a good looking cinematic trailer, it really doesn't show a game at all. It doesn't show characters. It doesn't show in-game designs. It doesn't show gameplay. And these are the things that matter the most to me, because you could put the most beautiful cinematic trailers in front of a pile of shit, but the pile of shit would still be there. It would still exist. You're just convincing yourself that, wow, these trailers look so pretty, maybe things will be better. But when you clearly see this is the direction that they're going, it does raise a lot of red flags if you do not like it. And of course, it is still something that represents your project, and you do deserve to be criticized over it. And it says, serving as another example of the video games industry being obviously out of touch with fans and intent on destroying the medium with a biased political agenda, the Fable remake trailer earned a high amount of dislikes when it was released 2 months ago. As you can see, it's got 11,000 likes to 34,000 dislikes. And while Fable has always been a bit of a quirky series, this just feels like they are continuing down the path of not keeping their product unique and not keeping it what you would imagine from Fable, and they're trying to modernize it. They're trying to bring Fable into the new age, into 2023 or 2024 or 2025 or whatever it releases. And they are very clearly making the female characters uglier, putting in a lot of jokes that people do not find to be funny. It just does not seem like it is gonna be that good. But yeah, it did get utterly destroyed when the first full trailer released. And now Japanese customers have gotten wind of the trailer, and their comments were in agreement with most, as they despised the character designs. Now, I'm fine with seeing, masculinized female characters occasionally, but that has become the norm in the gaming industry. In Western video games, most female characters are not attractive because they're strong and they're independent. I do not know why you cannot be a strong and independent woman while also being being sexy. It's just something that developers can't seem to do nowadays. But, yeah, Japanese customers also agree that this looks like trash. Foreigners consider this to be a beautiful woman, therefore it's amazing. Seriously? If Link had this kind of face, I'd immediately throw my Switch out the window like a frisbee. It feels like a face that was beaten over and over again with the political correctness stick. It is, though. This is the problem. This is why it's such a depressing situation, because this character is the embodiment of Western female characters in video games. This is what developers think is acceptable and okay and what people want to see. And they're almost afraid to create attractive looking female characters now because they are like afraid of backlash and ultimately cancellation. It is just such a sad state that the industry is in. I'm a woman and I want to see pretty females in video games and movies and TV shows and entertainment. In general, I don't want to have to sit and look at this god awful looking character all of the time. And if she was just a choice, like you could make the character look this way if you wanted, that's perfectly fine. But they clearly highlighted this design several times in the trailer, and from the 5 seconds of like cinematic gameplay we saw, she was the character. So it does seem she is the set in stone protagonist, and we are gonna have to look at her face whenever we play this game. And of course, this is not the first time that Japanese customers have absolutely destroyed Western game developers or Western creatives. Japanese fans had reacted to the Tinkerbell race swap in the Peter Pan and Wendy live-action adaptation, and they said things like, Disney sure has fallen. What's with the serious tune? I can't get excited about it. Tinkerbell is Disney's poster girl. This is a shocking change. Disney is prioritizing woke adults over providing children with dreams, and I of course completely agree with this. And then you have Japanese Pokemon fans saying political correctness took our skirts away, because of course in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet there was a massive lack of clothing options and you could not actually put your character in a skirt. And then with Scarlet and Violet they were roasting it because they were saying things like, I can't tell their genders apart. Both of the genders did look extremely similar. They really didn't have that many differences. But yeah, I mean, Japanese fans are definitely not afraid to go on social media and to roast Western standards and, Western political correctness, which I of course do, and I'm from the United States. But I don't see this changing anytime soon. We unfortunately have seen a lot of creatives go this route where we can't have, masculine men and feminine women. You can't have attractive looking characters because, oh no, that might offend somebody. And it is, being brought back up with Fable and this new heroine that we are seeing. Maybe this game will be fantastic. I have a lot of worries at this point, judging by the creatives who have left the team and also the design direction that they are going in. We have no clue when this new Fable is going to release, and I will be keeping my eye on it to see if anybody else roasts it, or whenever we get more information I'll probably be covering it in videos. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.